Please, I am scared of dead bodies and still want to become a nurse. Can I still continue following my dreams? Of course, look at me. I'm a nurse. So today we are doing Q&A, or I'm responding to your comments. So stick around. Maybe I might answer your question. Let's get right into it. So the first two major questions on the channel are: one, are the nursing forms out? It's like you guys are eager to know, but the forms are not out yet. At least to the best of my knowledge, the forms are not out yet. So as soon as the forms come out, I will let you know. I'll do a community post and inform you guys about it all. I'm also waiting eagerly for the forms to come out because I want to do more exploration of the portal. So you and me both, okay? We are all waiting for the forms. So chillax and wait. When it comes, I'll give you feedback, okay? And the second biggest question is whether the certificate programs have actually been cancelled. For this one, I take full responsibility because I know I made that video first before some other people made videos about that. The truth is, I shouldn't have put it out the way I did, like the thumbnail and the title, and part of the video shouldn't have gone the way it went. Prior to recording that video, our GRNMA president, Perpetua, was touring the country. So she was in the district. She came to our district. So in that meeting, like, she spoke a lot about the fallout of the biennial conference and all the things they put in place concerning the certificate programs. So I thought, well, if this is it, then someone who is trying to get into the profession through the certificate route should know about what is happening so that they will prepare. That was all my intention. It was not to get view or to confuse anybody, or that I hated the certificate course. No, there is none of that. I just wanted, because if it was me, and I know most of you applied and couldn't get admission, so you are waiting to apply the following year. So if something like this can happen, then I thought you should know about it. But what I should have stated in that video is that it was in the pipeline. Like, we don't know when it will be happening. So when the forms come out this year, we'll know whether it's really cancelled or not. And Ministry of Health has not also given the go-ahead yet. I've not seen any communique on that. So I should have conveyed that in the video, but I didn't do that. And I'm sorry for causing panic and stress and frustration. That's one. I take responsibility. I think I'll change the thumbnail and the title and edit out some part of the video that I think does not serve you well, because I think the video is still relevant. The points I raised in that video are still relevant. So you let me know in the comment section what you think, okay? So for now, let's wait for the forms to come out, and then we actually know what is happening. So fingers crossed, okay? So now that the elephant is out of the room, let's move on with this, okay? So I have my laptop here, so I'll be reading from the laptop because I don't have the questions in my head. So this person asks, can a person be a tailor and at the same time be a nurse, please? You can have a side business attached to your nursing career, because in this day and age of side hustles and being financially comfortable, if you don't have something attached to your regular job, my sister, unless you don't have a lot of responsibilities, then you can get away with having only one job. But nowadays, it's side hustle. Side hustle is the thing. But the only thing is that don't let your side hustle affect your main job, okay? So you have to prioritize, manage your time well, so that when you are free, you focus on your side hustle. And when it's time to work, you focus on work. But when you are not able to manage both well and there's conflict between two, you see that you become miserable because you really, really want to do this and your job is not letting you do it. And then you start hating your job. So it all depends on you managing your time well. Nurses do business. Nurses do business so much. They are selling something, they are selling bags, selling shoes, doing locum somewhere. In fact, my colleague in the office is the most business-minded person I've ever seen. And I'm like, what are you doing in nursing? She's like, leave me alone. She's so business-minded. But when it's time for work, she knows she's at work. And when it's time for business, it's business. So definitely have a side hustle. Another question is, please, I had D7 in my electives. Can I get admission for diploma? So these questions have gotten a lot. I just picked this one out. The basic thing is that you need 3 electives and the 3 core: English, Maths, and Science. So for your 3 elective, you have to have A to 6 in the 3 elective and A to 6 in the core. But if you don't have 3 electives and you are hoping that my answer will be different, I'm not the one to select you for school, okay? They meet the first requirement, then you build on from there. So just get this one down: 3 elective, 3 cores, then you move on from there, okay? Nursing training and university, which one would you advise us to start with if we were your biological children? Okay, so if you were my biological child, it will still depend on your grade. So it's your grades that will determine everything. Maybe in the future, I'll have enough money that if you are in the university as a fee-paying student, I can still pay your fees. Why not? I'll let you go to the university. But if not, then you start from the diploma. It's not bad. It all depends on the grades and no curfew if there is no curfew. But if there's no curfew, Master, don't stress yourself. Sometimes some people just do some programs as stepping stone. Like people do certificate programs, diploma for as a stepping stone because they need that background to build up on. So I always tell you, don't beat yourself up. If you want a higher level but you are not able to get it, start from the lower and be vigilant and eager to move ahead. I've seen nurses who have been on the field for 15 years and have no mind of going back to school. And I see people who are out of school, like Onwa posting now, she has not settled in, but she's looking for the next avenue to go to school. And these are the different kinds of people we have on the field. So it doesn't really matter where you start from in some cases. And sometimes too, it matters where you start from because, Charlie, degree you are no, you go chop big money fast. Okay, so it all depends on situations, circumstances, and your grades. But starting is better than not starting, you know. Slow motion is better than no motion. Ha! Who said that? So that I quote the person, so that it won't be like I'm plagiarizing somebody. So the next comment says, so please, can I still get a degree when I'm still doing my rotation through the access course? So if you are doing your rotation, you can't go back to school. You are not yet a nurse. That is the truth of the matter. You are not yet a nurse. Rotation is part of the training. So the 3 years you do in school and write your licensing exam, you will see that you don't get your license until you are done with your rotation or your national service. That is it, because the national service or the rotation is part of your training. On rotation, no. But after your rotation and you start working, yes, you can go back and do your degree. And I've already spoken about study leave and all of that on my channel. I'll link that video in the description box. And if you are going back to school to get a specialty degree, like maybe ENT, eye, and all of that, you need years of experience on the job because you are going to build up on that knowledge, the knowledge you already have. So some of the degree programs will need years of experience, at least 1 year or 2 years of experience. So that too is there. Please, can I know some books which will be needed in the first year of diploma nursing? I don't advise that you buy books before getting to school because even if you need anatomy and physiology textbook, you need your nurse's dictionary and all of that. Sometimes by the time you get to the school, the version the tutor is using is different from the one you have bought. And sometimes there are differences in the textbooks and how each author puts the knowledge. It doesn't mean that what you might buy is wrong, but it's always easier when you are on the same page with your tutor or when you are using the book that your tutor recommends, so that it's easier for you to understand where the tutor is coming from. Sometimes if you don't do the assignment the way the tutor knows, or you don't answer the exam question the way the tutor wants it, especially if it's from a textbook, you see that you find yourself in loggerheads with your tutor. So wait, when you get to campus, you buy the books. You know you'll be buying books, so just go with the money or get to campus. When they start talking about the books, you call your family to buy them for you. The next one asks, please, has the academic year come to its normal level in such a way that when you apply this year for school, you will surely go this year? At first, when you apply, let's say this year, unless January before. Okay, I understand. So it's because of COVID that the school calendar was kind of distorted. But now that things are seemingly going back to normal, I'm guessing the school calendar might go back. School calendar normally starts in September, October. And so the first semester is normally in September and October. So let's see what happens this year. Let's see what happens with admissions this year to see if the calendar will go back to normal or the new calendar is now adapted so that it's January that you go to school. What's the difference between CHN and registered community nurse? So CHN is the same as NAP and it's the certificate program, and RCN or registered community nursing is the diploma program. The CHN training is for 2 years and RCN's trained for 3 years, and the CHNs wear brown whilst the RCNs wear what I'm wearing. And what else? There is a difference in training, certificate, uniform. Their work looks similar on the field, but there are differences. Please, do you know the PA salary? The salary of health workers is not something that is easy to assess, but what I want you to know is that the higher your qualification, the more you get, okay? As simple as that. PA is a degree program, so it's high, so the salary is good. Increments, point jump, because every salary scale has a point attached to it, so every year that point will change from point 1 to point 2 to point 3 to point 4 and 5 and so on. So every year it changes. So for the salary, don't worry about it. Just know that the higher your qualification, the higher your salary. Simple as that. Please, thank you so much for this update, but I'm an SHS graduate and I want to apply for midwifery this year, but due to the information gathering from online now, after being admitted into the course you want, and if you fail one exams at your final year, are you going to be staying at home and apply again, or how does it work? The licensing exam is very, very serious. It's the guarantee that you are qualified to be a nurse. It's the exams that will determine whether you get your license to practice or not. And so when you fail one paper, you have to stay home and resit that paper. The exams are organized yearly, so if you don't pass, then you have to wait for a year to join the next batch that will be writing. So that's how it works. Until you pass, you are not getting your license. Even until you pass, you are not starting your national service. You have to pass before you can start your national service. Please, can a male offer RGN? Yes, so please, we want more male nurses on the ward. It's so nice when there are male nurses on the ward because they help us a lot. Like, they are big brothers on the ward. And every male nurse will know how pampered they are because this is a female-dominated career. So if you're a male and you are amongst us, Charlie, you are pampered. So more men should join nursing, okay? Please, I am scared of dead bodies and still want to become a nurse. Can I still continue following my dreams? Of course, look at me, I'm a nurse. Can you believe it? My mother sometimes can't believe that I'm a nurse because when someone dies, and I hear, not that I've seen the dead body, I've heard that there's a dead body around in town. Whoever is sleeping next to me is in trouble, or whoever, my parents are in trouble. I'll be sleeping under your armpits because I'm scared of dead bodies. But one thing about nursing is that you learn to get over your fears. And even if you don't learn to get over your fears, we don't see dead bodies all the time. And you can also enter fields where you never get to see dead bodies, like public health. You know, you never get to see dead bodies. I'm not saying you should do public health because of dead bodies. No, even on the ward, you don't see dead bodies all the time. You hardly... Our job is to nurse the person to health, so the unfortunate doesn't always happen. So one, you learn to get over your fears. And I think that story is long overdue. The first time I dealt with dead bodies, and there were 3 of them the same day. It was a horrible day, but I learned to get over it. And today I'm enjoying the career that I wanted all along. So don't let dead bodies scare you. You will get over it, and you will not see them every day. So this one says, please, now they have changed the diploma in RCN to PHN. So please, can a PHN become a physician assistant? Yes, they've changed our name from community nursing to public health nursing. But I want to know the nitty-gritties of everything that goes into the name change, because from what I read, it's like the public health nursing is no longer a specialty. So I don't know whether that means the other cadres like RGNs, midwives, and mental nurses cannot divert to become public health nurses. And yes, you can still become a PA because you have that opportunity to become a PA. So name change or not, you can still become a physician assistant. So why not medicine but nursing, since doctors are even higher than nurses? I think this one is in response to my admission story. Oh, thanks that you think I can be a doctor. And yes, nurses can go back to school to become doctors. I didn't do medicine because, one, I'm not a general science student, and I didn't even get the grades to get into medicine. You know, general arts and the grades are not enough. That's why I didn't do medicine. It was not even on the menu. I've always wanted to be a nurse, and I'm happy I'm a nurse. So no hard feelings, my love. How many semesters do we have in a year? We have 2 semesters in a year. So if you are doing a 3-year program, you do 6 semesters. And if you are doing a 4-year program, you do 8 semesters. 2 years program, you do 4 semesters. So 2 semesters per year. How much do degree nurses earn per month? Like I said, the higher your certificate, the higher your qualification, the more money you chop. So they get enough. That's what I can say. They get enough. Okay. Please, I want to know whether I can combine 2 WASSCE results to apply for RGN. Of course, you can. Actually, you can use up to 3 WASSCE certificates to apply for any nursing program. So, yes, you can use 2 or 3 WASSCE results to apply for nursing. Please, I was told that after your national service, you will be at home for 1 year before you will be posted. Is that true? There is no actual period to say that, okay, you are done with school, you are done with your national service, stay home for this number of years or this number of months. It all depends on the government. If the government says, I need more staff, so I've given financial clearance so that nurses can be employed, then they call you. For our time, we finished our national service in January of 2015, and we were posted in September 2015. So we stayed home for about 7 months. It all depends on the government. So there's no time frame to say that you have not stayed home long enough, so we'll not employ you. No. Please, can you teach us some basic things we can be taught so we can get accustomed to before we go to school? Oh, some courses that you can start learning on your own, even if you are not going to be a nurse, but you'll be in the health field, is one, anatomy. Anatomy is key, whether you be a disease control officer, whether you be a nutrition officer, a health promotion officer, anything health, you will need anatomy. So you can start learning about anatomy, the parts of the body. There's this channel called Crash Course, and they teach anatomy at the basic level for you to understand. It's easy, everyday words, so it makes it easy for you to understand. And if anything, just type in Google or on YouTube the digestive system. You will get a lot of videos that will show you how the systems work. So anatomy is one of those courses that you can start learning on your own before you get into nursing school. Another course would be maybe microbiology. Microbiology is the study of organisms that cause diseases, or like I would just put it like that. So it's one of those courses that can go over your head, if you don't understand it well. So it's also another course that you can start learning on your own before you get into nursing. Yeah. Please, after the 2-year program, can I buy nursing forms and start with diploma in nursing? If you did the certificate program because your grades were not up to the diploma, then you have to work a little, at least 1 year with some recommendation, then you go back to do your diploma or even degree. But just immediately after the certificate program without any field work, then you are going back with your WASSCE certificate again. Like, you have to apply with your WASSCE certificate. And that means you just wasted 2 years of training and you are starting all over again. So the diploma that you would have used 4 years to get, you are using 5 years to get. And for this one, if you did NAC or NAP and you are on the field, I would advise that you wait, and when the opportunity comes, you do the degree, so that your next study leave, you can do a master's program, so that at the end of the day, you can at least attain master's with the 2 study leave opportunities that you have. Okay, but that's just my 2 cents. I have to end here, otherwise this video is going to be so long, and I don't want it to be too long. So that is it. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, just comment under my videos. I try to answer every comment on my videos. So feel free to ask your questions in the comment sections, and maybe we'll have another session in the future. So like this video, share and subscribe if you've not done that yet, and watch this video next. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.